Good evening, SICW fans. Brian Whitaker here with promoter Herb Simmons, coming off yet another night of SICW Championship Wrestling at the Swansea Firehouse last night.
Boy, I'm telling you, and I am fired up. What a night the fans of SICW had last night at the Firehouse. We're there for the St. Clair Special Emergency Services, a fundraiser. And I got to tell you, the fans came out to support that great cause, the tribute to our first responders. And we can't thank them enough. We can't thank the Swansea Fire Department enough for allowing them to use the facilities there. It's always a great time.
It's a great venue, and they packed the place last night.
Yeah, it did. Like I said, people came out, and I think we even got a little clip there showing a still photo of the crowd there. Everybody just had a great time, and anytime you can bring a group of fans together like that for a great cause, they raise some money for our St. Clair County Special Emergency Services, which is a great organization, as you've heard us say many, many times. But that was our fourth year in there for them.
Fourth year for them, getting ready to be the sixth year for Swansea. So the 10th night of wrestling in the Firehouse.
Yes, it's and like I said, it's such a beautiful building, and it's a great location, and it works out good for that. We pull the fire trucks outside and set the ring up and the chairs and concessions. It was really great. It's just amazing. The fans come up and just brag about the show. Last night, I think that was not only were the matches great, but the fans hung around afterwards and coming up and saying, "Oh, you put another great card together." And it's like I told them, it's not me; it's those workers inside that ring that go out there and give it their all to entertain.
And when you pack the crowd like that, the workers come out, and that's just extra energy for them to make their performance that much better.
Exactly, and like I said, we had 7 matches on the card last night. Great main event that we're going to talk about that tonight. We want to start by thanking you for joining us here each and every Sunday evening for these updates. Hopefully you're enjoying them. Hopefully you'll spread the word, share it with your friends and families, neighbors, whoever. Tell them to join us on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock to find out what SICW has done, is doing, and will be doing in the future.
Yeah, because even though it's been a busy year, the year's not over. And we're going to talk about a lot of that. But let's talk a little bit about last night, some of the great matches that we saw. I mean, the night kicked off with a great match. We saw the return of the Mountain Man, Jake Prater.
Yeah, Jake Prater was there. Like I said, the top to bottom in the locker room, SICW locker room, is the best ever. I hear it all the time. I get calls every week from new talent wanting to come to SICW. We had a new gentleman made his debut there last night who I'm really impressed with, and I'm talking about the Butcher, Damian Blade, a 22-year veteran in this business. But he made his debut with SICW for the first time last night and made one heck of an accounting of himself. He tag teamed with Cayman from the Coffin Club, which is kind of a mystique combination there, but we put them together. Of course, they had their shot at the SICW tag titles. Of course, the professionals, probably one of the most legitimate tag team combinations, been together for many, many years and very worthy of being the tag titles for us holders of SICW. But what I was impressed with the Butcher is, did you notice the claw hold?
Oh, he put the claw on, and that claw held.
Well, and that's something that when I think of that, I immediately, when I saw that, I'm thinking of Fritz von Erich or Baron von Raschke. Those two men won many, many matches many years ago with the brain claw and the iron claw. And now we have here in 2019 the Butcher using a claw hold like that. So I am really impressed with the Butcher, and I think the fans came up and told me, said, "Man, where did you get this guy from?"
I think he needs to have a return visit to SICW.
Well, we're negotiating with him, and a gentleman that's got 22 years of experience in this business is booked everywhere, and so he can rest assured that his phone will be ringing, and we will be reaching out to him again, because I think that he adds another step up in that locker room for SICW. So really the fans were really impressed with him, and of course I was too.
Well, you talk about a newcomer to SICW in the Butcher. There was some other up and comers that we saw last night, and you put them in some matches that were um, really set to test their ability. First one being P.T. Beckham.
Oh yes, P.T. Beckham, a young man, been working with the Ace Wrestling Academy. Had to take a little break for a while due to some issues, but has came back and he said, give me whoever you got, the biggest, the baddest, whatever. And so I had to say, well, be careful for what you wish for.
It don't get any bigger and badder than the Mongolian monster Attila Khan.
Attila Khan, and there you see Attila Khan and P.T. Beckham. P.T. Beckham, a young man, got a good future, bright future in this business if he stays healthy. And like I said last night, he gave a good account of himself. Came up short, of course, on the a loss, but has nothing to be ashamed of. They went inside, outside the ring. Boy, a couple times there, I thought this is going to be an upset. We saw the Mongolian monster could try to do that diving headbutt off of the rope, and PT got out of the way. And I thought, well, this is his time here. But just because he didn't win last night doesn't mean he didn't give a good account of himself. So my hat's off to P.T. Beckham, and he just needs to keep moving forward, and he'll be moving right along in SICW.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about another up and comer in SICW, and that's Christopher Cade.
Christopher Cade, everybody's watching Christopher Cade, and another one is in the Ace Wrestling Academy. Cowboy Bob Orton has definitely taken a liking to Christopher Cade. He's been working out with him, even some extra, and he's the same way. Give me whoever you got, boss. Well, 444 pounds of Kowalski. Yeah, don't come much bigger than Kowalski.
I was going to say, you asked for the biggest, you got the biggest. PT asked for the baddest, he got the baddest. And while did come out ahead last night, both of these wrestlers, they held their own.
Well, I think it shows that them taking the time and attending the Ace Wrestling Academy, plus Christopher is doing a lot of work in the gym. And then he when he climbed up on that top rope last night and flew off of that, my heart kind of skipped a beat because I'm thinking, whoa, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So it just goes to show me he's got the intestinal fortitude and the determination and the heart to be in this business and to go in there against a guy like Kowalski who takes no prisoners. Tells me that he's got the passion for it also. I'm really excited about Christopher Cade, P.T. Beckham, and, of course, Damian Blade, the Butcher. You add those three combinations along with everybody else that's in the SICW locker room, there's no question why SICW is the best.
Well, Herb, there's one more match that we need to talk about from last night, and that was the main event. The 6-man elimination tag where we got to see Flash Flanagan team up with Billy McNeil and Gary Jackson going against the Travis Cook organization, Ken Casa and Chris Hargis, who teamed up with the new SICW champion, Curtis Wilde.
Well, a great combination of Flash Flanagan, Gary Jackson, Neil. When you look at those three individuals, a lot of years of experience.
Absolutely.
And there was another match, the fans that coming up telling me and just saying, where else can you go and see this type of talent, this much talent in one ring, in one match? And then when you look at Chris Hargis, Iron Man Ken Casa, and then, of course, when you throw in the odd man out there of whether you like him or not, I know he's your friend.
No.
Curtis Wilde. And, of course, you can't count out his number one ginger,
Wildfire. There was more people outside the ring with Wildfire and Kowalski and Travis Cook. I thought for sure that was going to be a lopsided match last night, and it really wasn't.
Well, it was lopsided on one hand because of, in a 6-man tag elimination match, if somebody loses, they have to leave, and you saw what Curtis did.
Yeah, my opinion, I'm not the booker, I'm not the promoter, But I'm entitled to my opinion, and I think a lot of the SICW fans will agree. He did not demonstrate himself last night like a champion. He walked away. He said, I don't need to be in this type of match. This is almost like he's too good to be out there with those guys. And he just eliminated himself and walked away.
Well, sometimes that's what somebody of his caliber will do to avoid a certain situation. And you got to admit, he was across that ring from other wrestlers that he's had issues with, especially Flash Flanagan, especially Gary Jackson. So for him, I mean, I'm not saying it's right. In fact, I'm not going to say that because before he's on another card with SICW defending that title, we're going to have a meeting because you're right, that is not what I want to see in a champion. And it kind of goes back to what the former champion Ricky Cruz had mentioned. You know, is he worthy of holding that title?
Well, my fear is I see him taking steps in matches to whether or not, a situation such as a countout or maybe a disqualification to where he takes the easy way out and a title doesn't change hands.
Exactly.
And to me, if you're the champion, you need to get in there, you need to defend that belt and win it.
Exactly. So we're going to be talking about that. I'll have a meeting with the champion, and we're either going to have a good understanding.
Curtis is here, and he's defending himself.
I hope he's not knocking on the door.
He says, I am the champion. I don't need to dirty my hands or risk any type of injury when you put me in a six-man tag.
Well, now that he's wanted to join in on our live Facebook and we can't stop him from doing that, I wouldn't do that because that's the type of people we are. You can come on here and voice your opinion, and we're going to give you ours. But as you just heard me say, Mr. Wild, we will be having a meeting. Our next big card is October the 19th in East Grondolet. And right now, he's not booked on that card. Now, until him and I come to an understanding that the champion that's going to represent SICW has to be a defending champion. And what he did last night, walking out, being counted outside the ring, is, in my eyes, is not defending the title and becoming a champion that I want.
He's calling it the champion's advantage. So maybe you'll just have to display the promoter's advantage.
We'll be talking about that. So, but I really appreciate you joining in tonight because I wanted to at least let you know what our conversation is going to be about as we move on. But it was a great match. The fans are still talking about it today. I received a lot of follow-up calls, which I do on Sundays after a Saturday night match from fans, just praising what everybody did, the show. And the main event, they loved all the matches from the opening one to the last one. Everybody just raved about the whole night.
They did. It was a great night of family entertainment.
Of course, what they complained about the most was why did Curtis walk out of the match?
Because he has champion's advantage and he doesn't have to be there.
Yeah.
Or as he just said now, I told you when I won the Classic Championship that you will never get the belt off of me. It sounds like a challenge to me. I'm thinking like a handicap match, maybe Flash and Gary against Curtis.
Well, you never know. It's, we talk about, we go from one match to another. You've heard me say that.
Absolutely.
We're already talking about October the 19th when we return to the East Grondolet Community Center because that's what we do in this business. It is one match after next. And as you said earlier, we still got a busy part of the year left here with us. And so Saturday night, October the 19th, we return to the East Grondolet Community Center a little bit before Halloween, but we're calling it our Halloween Spectacular.
It's going to be another great night of wrestling entertainment, and you've already booked probably the main event of the night.
Well, and because of some of the outcome of last night's match, yes, I had booked for October the 19th, and again, they don't get much bigger than main events like this when you're talking about Flash Flanagan and Ricky Cruz, two former SICW champions teaming up to take on the team of the Monsters. We're talking about Khan and Kowalski. So that's the main event for Saturday night, October the 19th at the East Rondelette Community Center. Get your tickets reserved for that one, because that alone, it's called the main event. It's called that for a reason. But again, I can assure you there will be several other matches that night that is going to be just as popular as this one.
I hope there's a SICW championship match on the line.
Well, we try to do that, but again, Curtis is getting ready to feel what Wrestling 101 is all about. He may be the champion, but I'm the promoter. And we've got to have a meeting, and we've got to have an understanding that when I have somebody representing what the boys in the locker room have worked to build all these years, and what for over 46 years has been history being made, I want somebody out there that's not going to be a coward and use that to their advantage. So if we come to a happy medium, he'll be on the October 19th card. If not, then he may be a paper champion.
Well, we'll see. But so as you mentioned, a lot more to come after that. After October 19th, November 2nd, we go back to the Swansea Firehouse.
Swansea again. We just can't keep talking crap about the Swansea Fire Department. Great location, great individuals there to allow us to use that facility. But this match is going to be a benefit fundraiser for the Swansea Fire Department, our 6th year. Man, can you imagine that?
I remember back to year one, and boy, we've had some amazing matches. We've had cage matches, firemen's lumberjack matches, handicap matches, battle royals. We've brought in legends. This year we're bringing in a lot of legends.
Brought in legends. We've had Cowboy Bob Orton there. We've had
J.J. Dillon.
Last we had Ricky Dragon.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's been there.
So J.J. Dillon was such a hit last year there. He's coming back. Thanks to my good friend Charlie from Gimmick Tree Entertainment. Him and I have been working on this, working around the clock basically. But we're bringing J.J. Dillon back to the firehouse, but he's not coming by himself, as you heard us say. He's bringing a couple of friends with him. Number one guy from the Four Horsemen, Arn Anderson, the Enforcer, will be joining us, along with another member of the Four Horsemen, Barry Windham. I mean, you add those three legends along with all the SICW talent. Where else do you go find a night of wrestling like that?
A night. This is going to be a day of wrestling.
Yes.
Because let's talk about that. Starting at 11 o'clock that afternoon, Barry Windham and J.J. Dillon are putting on a wrestling seminar for the up-and-coming wrestlers and the veterans. Come out and see if you have what it takes and get your experience tweaked by these legends.
Yeah, we want to clarify that. This is a seminar for those who are in the business, who want to come in and brush their skills up a little bit, pick the brains of a Barry Windham and a J.J. Dillon. Unfortunately, it's not for somebody who just wants to get in there and, hey, I want to become a wrestler. No, this is for those who have been in it for a couple of years and says, hey, I want to go, I want to sit, and I want to talk with them. I want to get in the ring with a Barry Windham and a J.J. Dillon, and I want to hear some of the suggestions and advice from them. So in order to attend the seminar that day at 11 o'clock, you must call 618-286-4848 and sign up for that. There's some questions that's got to be asked, and you've got to answer them. And then that will be at 11 o'clock. That's going to run for a few hours, and then after that, we're going to have a meet and greet.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, we'll have a meet and greet. You'll be able to meet J.J. Dillon. You'll be able to meet Barry Windham, Arn Anderson, some of the SICW stars. And then, of course, at 7 o'clock, the SICW starts.
And it's bound to be another night of great family entertainment. I'm sure, the tickets are already selling like you wouldn't believe. A lot of good sponsors signing up for that night. We're selling tables. We're selling match sponsors. And it's going to be a jam-packed night there at the Swansea Firehouse.
November 2nd, we've also got a special guest ring announcer for one of the matches.
We do. Miss Illinois, Elite Nation of States, Robin Casella will be there as a guest ring announcer, and there could be more to come there as well.
And she's a resident of Swansea.
Resident of Swansea, and fulfilling her title this year as Miss Illinois, Elite Nation of States, and we're honored to have her attend some of our events in Swansea.
So once again, thanks to Gimmick Tree Entertainment, my good friend Charlie, for helping us put this together. It's going to be a great night on November the 2nd at the Swansea Firehouse. So make sure you call 618-971-5409 for ticket information. If you want to be a sponsor, call that number, 618-971-5409. There's going to be a lot more information over the next several weeks on this big card when J.J. Dillon, Arn Anderson, the Enforcer, and Barry Windham joined the SICW staff in the locker room for a great card at November the 2nd at the Swansea Firehouse.
Well, Herb, let's go on to November 16th. We return to the East Carondelet Community Center, and another legend is coming in town.
Oh, yes. For those wrestling fans, when you talk about the history of wrestling, you got to remember one name, and that's the Boogie Woogie Man himself, Jimmy Valiant. I talked to Jimmy last week, getting everything finalized. He's looking really to coming back to SICW. He wants to come in and be a part of what we've got going on here everywhere he goes when he's out making these personal appearances. He's being told, hey, you got to go back to the St. Louis area. That's where Herb Simmons and his crew are putting this all together. So we're looking forward to having the Boogie Woogie Man join us on November the 16th at the East Carondelet Community Center.
And so what's better than 2 nights of wrestling in November?
Oh, yeah. And I'm really excited about this one because we're going for the first time to help the Little Devils Wrestling. That's their inaugural fundraiser on Saturday night, November the 23rd at Citizens Park in Belleville, Illinois. Our good friend Bobby D, one of our local legends himself, goes up there and volunteers his time to help with those youngsters at the Little Devils in Belleville.
And we see a lot of them show up in SICW matches.
They show up and support us. They show up and support Bobby D. So this is our first year helping them, and we are really looking forward to that on Saturday night, November the 23rd, right there around Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah. And we took a couple clarifying questions last night in Swansea, so make sure everyone out there is wondering the same thing. This will be an indoor event.
Yes.
There is a wrestling training area out there at Citizens Park, and we're not going to ask you to sit outside into November and watch wrestling, though. As good as the entertainment is and as hot as the action gets, I'm sure you'd be able to stay warm.
Yeah,
but this will be an indoor event.
They've got the facility out there. We've already been out there and checked it all out. It's going to work great for them. And so we want you to really come out and support that on Saturday, November the 23rd, and help the Little Devils Belleville raise some funds, so much needed funds. So looking forward to seeing you there on that fundraiser also.
And Herb, and then we get to wrap up the year, Saturday, December 28th, East Carondelet.
Well, and the good news about this is we've been talking about for several months, this was going to be the end of SICW as we know it, but thanks to people like yourself, Andy Warner, my good friends, Tony Costa, my good friend in the wrestling business, some of them that have talked to me and said, Herb, you got to keep going, and to the locker room. We got together and to hear some of the comments that guys who have been with me for a long time and some of the guys who just came on recently, we've decided that we're going to go into 2020, and already some dates are being booked into there.
Calendar's filling up.
So we're gonna move forward. We'll take it month by month and see what happens. And I really appreciate all the support, all the kind words, people who have been following us, calling and sending me messages and saying, you got to keep going, you got to keep going. But, I thought we were at 46 years. February of next year will be 47 years. But who's counting is what they tell me. As long as we're having fun at it, as long as you fans continue to support us, support these fundraisers that we do when we go out for these organizations, that makes it all worth it. Like I said, when I see a crowd there like I did last night, and then the fans come up and talk about how much fun they had, and the people who continue to follow it match after match, like Jerry and his sister Peggy, and Kevin, and Big John, and just a whole list of fans that just continue to support the SICW and those organizations. It's really a great feeling.
Absolutely, and one of the other things that helps makes all this possible is some of the great sponsorships that you've lined up through the months, weeks, the years the decades that SICW has been going on. And here's just a few of some of your big sponsors here lately.
Well, and we've said it before, our good friends at Gray Eagle Distributors, the Anheuser-Busch products, we've said this several weeks. When we talk about them, they were an original sponsor for Wrestling at the Chase back in the late 50s and early 60s, and here we are, 2019. And Gray Eagle Distributing now, the Anheuser-Busch products, helps us with our posters, our flyers that we put together, and we really appreciate Matt Brown and his people at Gray Eagle Distributing, and we really want to thank them for that support. And of course, my good friends Bobby Brooks and Charlie Brooks and their family at Brooks Motor Company in Columbia, Illinois. We talk about that pre-owned low mileage vehicle. Bobby's got them down there. Not only vehicles, he's got motorcycles. I saw he had a golf cart down there for sale. If you're looking for any type of pre-owned vehicle, Bobby Brooks at Brooks Motor Company is the gentleman you want to go see. They're located in Columbia, Illinois. Go down there and tell them that you heard it right here on the SICW Weekly Update, and tell him to put you behind the wheel of that low mileage vehicle. You won't be disappointed. And of course, you know what happens when you buy that car from Brooks Motor Company.
You better get insurance.
You better have insurance. And our good friend Al Orelt at the Allstate has 2 offices. He's so busy he had to have 2 offices, one in Belleville and one in Cahokia, Illinois. And I've sent friends to him, and they've come back or called me and said, man, he beat everybody else hands down. So when you get that car, or if you're looking for a better deal on your insurance, go talk to Al Orelt at the Allstate Insurance Company in O'Fallon and Belleville. And again, tell him you've heard it right here on the SICW Weekly Update, and tell him to give you that good deal on that insurance.
Well, let's also talk about good friend of first responders, a good friend of SICW, Barry Schulhofer with Keller Williams Marquee Realty, one of the new sponsors here. Great organization. Met with Barry a few times, helping out on the first responders when we had some of the big flooding, stepping up as one of the premier sponsors for the match last night in Swansea.
Yes, we met Barry during the flooding issues here in the East Grondolet area, where he and brought some of his friends with him from other realtors and helped provide some meals for the National Guardsmen. Barry, a wrestling fan, remembers the old wrestling at the Chase days, so he helped with the sponsorship last night for the St. Clair Special Emergency Services, and we really want to thank Barry and his staff for doing that.
Yeah. One of our other new sponsors we've been telling you a lot about lately, that's CBD Hemp USA, and let me tell you a little bit about them. SICW would like to welcome our new sponsor, CBD Hemp USA. They produce innovative, one-of-a-kind, custom-formulated products. CBD Hemp USA is the king of flavored tinctures with many organic extract flavors to choose from, as well as exotic flavors such as white chocolate strawberry, salted caramel, and s'mores. CBD is known for helping people get off numerous prescription medications. It can relieve symptoms of discomfort from a vast amount of ailments and is an excellent anti-inflammatory. Pro wrestling superstars Tommy Dreamer and Val Venus have spoken out on the use of the benefits of CBD for pain relief and anxiety. The benefits don't stop there. If you're interested in making some additional money and becoming an independent sales representative and owning your very own CBD business, interested in starting your own business or trying some of the CBD Hemp USA products, text or call Lynn Morris at 618-806-1616. We're glad to have them as a proud sponsor of SICW-Wrestling. So there you see, sponsorships are doing great here at SICW. The fans are coming out and the sponsors are saying, hey, what can we do to help? We added a new sponsor last night, and the fans went wild.
Before we get into that, I want to give a shout-out to our friend. I see Al Orelt just joined in here on us. Hopefully he heard our promo that we did for you, Al, on your good insurance through Allstate, and hopefully you'll get a few of our followers coming over and checking you out.
Absolutely.
So let's hear about our new
sponsor last night, and that was coming from the Belleville area, Extreme Bar Bingo, a division of Trebo's Carnival Supplies, and they were there last night. They brought some T-shirts that got provided to the fans, and the fans got loud trying to track down them T-shirts. But what is Extreme Bar Bingo? Well, it's done at local bars throughout the area, 9 games of bingo lasting 2 hours with many prizes ranging from Blues tickets, Cardinal tickets, 50-inch televisions, cash, much more. And then the last game of every night is the Extreme game, where in a set amount of balls they have to get the letter X, and if they do, they win the Progressive Extreme Jackpot, which right now, Herb's sitting at $3,000.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
No. So for more information on that, call 618-40388. Tell them you heard about it on the SICW Sunday Night Update.
Well, and you said it before, the sponsors are great. And what I like about it is a lot of them are wrestling fans, and that's why they're supporting it and supporting the organizations that we're out there helping raise funds for. So to all of our sponsors, we really appreciate what you do for us. It's always great to have that extra help out there.
And just to give a quick shout out, Jason Bruns, one of the leaders of St. Clair Special Emergency Services, has joined us. He says, last night was great. Thanks for helping first responders. Our response to that is thanks for doing what you do. We're always here to help out the first responders, and you guys put on a good show last night, brought out the fans, the sponsors, and helped make it a successful night for everyone.
Well, and Jason's daughter was with him last night, and what a cutie. I mean, her favorite wrestler was the Big Texan, and she had to get a picture with him, and she really had a great time.
And she disagreed with the referee's decision to disqualify him last night.
She said she was mad, and she was mad at that other guy. So hopefully, Jason, you can get her at another match, maybe on October the 19th when we're in East Grondolet, or November 2nd when we come back to the Swansea Firehouse.
So we talked a little earlier about these up-and-coming wrestlers and where they're learning that at. And that is here in East Grondolet at none other than the Ace Wrestling Academy.
Yes, we are so fortunate to have the WWE legend himself, the Ace, Cowboy Bob Orton, run the Ace Wrestling Academy with our ambassador of SICW, Sean Vincent, a few of his other staff members, some of the wrestlers that take time a couple nights a week to work with these new students that want to come in and learn the right way to do it, not the wrong way. We're talking about the right way. And when you got somebody like the Ace, Cowboy Bob Orton, the father of Randy Orton, the son of the first Orton Sr., who was on the first Wrestling at the Chase program back in 1959, third-generation family there, teaching you the right way to do it. So let's take a listen to see what the Ace has to say. Well, there you have the Ace himself, Cowboy Bob Orton, telling you, if you want to learn it, come on down and he'll show it to you and show you the right way. And you can see some of our students that was in there. P.T. Beckham was on there, people like that. So it's really paying off for those young men that want to learn how to do it the right way. And the Ace Wrestling Academy, you need to call 286-4848. We'll hook you up with Sean Benson or one of his staff members, and they'll let you know what it takes to get into the Ace Wrestling Academy.
So, Herb, it's been a great another night of Sunday Night Wrestling, and look forward to next Sunday when we can come back again and maybe have a little bit more about what's going to occur on October 19th.
October the 19th. Also, October 19th, the month of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We always celebrate that. Our good friend Andy Warner with the Ring will be retaping the Ring Ropes Pink as he does each and every year in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So if nothing else, come on out and show support for that. And we'll be doing that on Saturday, October the 19th at the East Frontenac Community Center. As Brian Whitaker says, we'll be here next Saturday night.
Next Sunday night.
I'm sorry, next Sunday night. I got something to do Saturday night.
Yeah.
We won't be here. Next Sunday night, 8 p.m., we'll tell you more about that card coming up on Saturday, October the 19th. So, as always, each and every time we say it, we want to see you at an SICW event. Thanks to all of our new guys, the Butcher, P.T. Beckham, Christopher Cade, and, of course, everybody else in the SICW locker room. And really, we want to say thank you to the SICW fans. We'll see you next Sunday.